to be a part of that would be
to
great.
the Tetley Stadium, and it is the Rovers that come out first, ready for the second half. They will have the sunlight streaming into their eyes as we are here for the Bradford Championship. Round league fixture, round 3 fixture even. And it is Featherston that have a narrow lead, 12 points to 6. And also the Peter Fox Memorial Trophy game. And it's looking so far that we could be taking the trophy back to the LD Nutrition Stadium stamp.
Yeah, hopefully. It's be nice to win a trophy, but obviously it's more important to get 2 points.
Definitely important to get the win today, and obviously as we build up for next week, and obviously we'll be looking to welcome either Barrow or the London Scholars to the LD Nutrition Stadium. And currently the score in that game is Barrow 14, the London Scholars 12. They played 45 minutes in that. Some other scores: Rochdale 30, York Acorn 0, and Workington 28, West Bowling 22. I think that's the final score. So West Bowling going down, the amateur team from
play,
Bradford.
not a bad effort.
Not a bad effort, is it, that, against Workington? So we're back underway. It is the Bradford Bulls that kick to Featherston. It is Giuffre into the hands of Luke Cooper, and Luke Cooper will go forward, and he will try. Well, he's brought down under a 2-man tackle from the Bradford Bulls. And it is the Bradford Bulls that concede the first penalty of this half for being offside.
Good kick.
So the kick will take us forward, and we will hopefully restart just on the halfway line, I think, 5 minutes in, as Josh Hardcastle now will go. And Josh Hardcastle will try to drive us forward, but he's been pushed back slightly by the Bradford Bulls. So Carey onto Giuffre, Giuffre into the hands of Cooper, and Cooper in the middle of the park is eventually brought down under a 2-man tackle. Parata will move the ball forward. He'll find Harrison. Harrison will try and get some forward momentum, and another quick tackle there comes in. Trying to speed the play of the ball up now is Parata. He finds Giuffre. Giuffre will move the ball across to McClellan. McClellan to the hands of Ferris, and Ferris is eventually brought down on the Bradford Bulls 20. So Parata into Cecino. Cecino will juggle the ball. He'll look to offload. The ball comes loose, but I think Alex Cecino there was looking to offload, but he should have really held on to it. But it will hand possession back to the Bradford Bulls. So opening stages of this one, Sam, and again another error to after being awarded a penalty and getting in a good position.
Yeah, first set again we've made an error. Not the worst place in world to turn the ball over, but still churning over cheap possession. You're going to struggle in these conditions. You'll be wanting to complete first 5 sets really, and put a good kick in there, force a repeat set, but he's come up with an error. He's got a great offload as Cecino, but just want right place there. But
no, obviously, must have misread the shout or something like that.
I think we're forcing it too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but
just need to settle down.
Yeah, calm down a little bit.
Of a calm down. It's been a great defensive set. It's the 5th and last tackle, and the ball goes into the hands of Rowan Milnes. Rowan Milnes will kick up the ball. That comes back off of a Bradford player. It is still live. It is still the 6th and last tackle, and the referee Matt Crossley will say it is an handover now to Featherston, and it will be Giuffre who has the ball. He will play the ball to Hall. Hall will give the ball to Hardcastle, and Hardcastle will just make his own way over the Featherston 10-metre line. So Featherston now with Blackmore. Blackmore sin-binned in the first half, and I don't think we get back up to the full complement, but Featherston playing with 12 men. Obviously Jack Bussey sin-binned towards the back end of the first half. So Worthington is then eventually brought down as Featherston try and keep the ball alive in the middle of the park, and it is Cooper just inching his way forward before he's brought down on his own 40-metre line. Prater spots a little gap around the ruck area. Ferris with a little dip and a juggle does well to hang on to it. It's the 5th and last tackle. Ferris will play the ball quickly, and McClellan will kick the ball. The ball kicked into the strong wind here, so it doesn't really get any real momentum or any yardage on it. That's collected by Lilly, and the ball's now back in Bradford's hands. So Featherston will have to defend. Johnson trying to bust the Featherston defence, but is eventually brought down by Jeffrey and Harrison. Josh Hardcastle's in there now, and the ball. Well, Josh Hardcastle's trying to steal the ball there from Matty Dawson-Jones. Matty Dawson-Jones is quite accepting of the penalty, so the Bradford Bulls will get the penalty. Milnes will kick for touch and does find touch. That's going to see Featherston Rovers retreat back to their own 10 as the Bradford Bulls will start 5 metres in on the 20-metre line. So it is Bradford Bulls making their way towards the Featherston Rovers 10, and it is Gonzaga who will go towards the sticks, and Bush is off Parata, but Featherston's defence so far standing tall. And now Evan Skur will go for the line, and he's brought down inches away from the line. A great tackle there from Josh Hardcastle and Harrison. A little kick from Milnes. Milnes puts the kick through, and that sees Jordan Lilly read the play, and that allows Bradford to score, to open the scoring in this second half, to bring Bradford points to 10, Featherston Rovers 12. Sam, was it a little misreading the play there, do you think?
Just a poor start to half. Really, we've made an error. We've given a cheap penalty away in our half, which is no good. Just a little bit. Well, can't even say fatigue really. We're down to 12 men, aren't we? So
yeah.
There's going to be gaps. I think we're back to 13 now. I can see Bussey's come back on. So
Jordan Lilly then crosses for the Bradford Bulls, and that will allow Rowan Milnes to look for the conversion that should bring the scores level here at the Tetley Stadium as we await for Milnes to take the kick. A little bit of an inquest taking place behind the sticks with the Rovers team, as Bussey, as Sam says, has joined the fray. So we are back up to the full complement here, and let's hope that we can keep the full complement going forward in this second half. And Milnes from in front of the sticks kicks the goal and brings the scores all square then. So it is Bradford Bulls 12, Featherston Rovers 12. Still plenty left in this one. We've had 6 minutes of the second half, and like we say, Jack Bussey's now on the park. It will be Featherston, well, it will be I think it's Craig Hall that's just struggling to get the ball to sit on the kicking tee, and once he does manage to get excited, he will kick. The wind's dried down, so that does manage to go nearly the full distance back towards the Bradford try line, and it is Nzogu who will start for the Bradford Bulls. So the Bulls moving the ball, Featherston's defence having to really now get on the front foot as Luke Cooper and Parata go in there and bring down Sam Hallis. And Evan Skur now for the Bradford Bulls make some yards before he's met by Bussey and Parata and Cecino. So Milnes on to another Bradford player who's met by Harrison and Jeffrey. And Sam Hallis looking, sells a little dummy. Lilly trying to find some gap, but Featherston's defence managing to just nullify that little attack, and then the kick goes up, and that goes into the hands of Craig Hall. Craig Hall will not be fazed by that kick, and he took that quite well, Craig Hall. Craig Hall will get us back in the way. It's a quick play of the ball. Ben Blackmore trying to burst through the Bulls' defence. He's brought down 15 metres away from his own try line. Another quick play of the ball. See Featherston getting some momentum here. And I think you're right, Sam, there, that the Bulls defence. Oh, referee, come on. Two in a row there for offside, but the referee just waves play on as Bussey now has the ball. And again, and that looked quite high to me, but the referee, Matt Rosley, not bothered, and the Bulls rolling all over, slowing everything down here. Fifth and last tackle. The ball will go to boot of McClellan. McClellan will kick the ball. That bounces and jiggles in the mud a little bit before Brandon Pickersgill, the fullback of Bradford, manages to head his way forward before being met by the Bulls defence. Now Dawson Jones for the Bulls will eventually be wrapped by Hardcastle, Conor Carey. And well, the defensive frailties there was shown as the gap appeared there, and the Bradford Bulls trying to go through the gap, but Ross Oakes fed the ball to Jordan Lilly, and Lilly unable to take it, knocks on. So I think it was Lilly onto Pickersgill that actually Pickersgill knocked on as he went through the gap. So it will be scrum, head and feed to Featherston Rovers. Giuffre with a hand in the ball, but he will feed the scrum when the referee, when the Bradford Bulls eventually make up their mind and get the numbers right in the scrum. Eventually the ball does go in and comes out. Parata onto Worthington. Worthington will just take a drive, and it is the defence of Bradford dragging him back, messing around at the play of the ball again. And Blackmore sees some cheeky yards there around the ruck area. He's managed to go down, and Sam Alice comes running in as a third-man tackle, and that certainly warms up the heart of the Bradford Bulls supporters here on this cold afternoon in Dewsbury. No penalty given there from Matt Rosley, just waves his arms away and says get on with the play, which to me and to my co-commentator Sam is a little bit off-putting. And again now we see Cicino trying to make some yards up the middle of the park. He's eventually wrapped up. James Lockwood back on the pitch, finds McClellan to Ferris will run at the line before he's wrapped up. Fifth and last tackle then. We need a quick play of the ball, but Bradford lying on in the tackle again, and now McClellan will make his way towards the line looking for runners, sells one dummy, eventually finds Giuffre will put a little chip kick in here, and that's going to see the ball
nice.
Is that gone? Has he knocked it dead?
No, it's a drop out. Yeah.
So we get the drop out then. So we will get possession back here, and it is a drop out. I think that's the first drop out of the afternoon that we've seen, Sam.
Yeah, that's loads better though. That set there.
It is. It's a great set. A better finish to the set of six.
Yeah, that's probably the best kick we've put in all day, and in the wind.
So we wait for the kick from Lilly, and he sends that one forward, and it is Giuffre that collects it. Giuffre onto James Lockwood, and Lockwood will just take the tackle. A nice steady tackle needed here, and now we see Alex Cicino. Cicino will again just straight up the middle of the park, ball up the jumper time, just trying to get some steady yards. As now we decide to move the ball with a bit of pace, and McClellan goes at the Bradford line before he's brought down, and we're now looking for another quick play of the ball, and going forward there with Bussey trying to get towards the line, but it is Bradford's defence. They wrap him up in a three-man tackle, and it's still slow. Bradford's still slow to clear the ruck. As we move the ball out to the left-hand side, Craig Hall back on the inside, takes the ball back on the inside. Craig Hall beats one, beats two. Eventually he's brought down, and still the tackling continues there as the referee on the fifth and last tackle says play it, and we do decide to go down the short side. And is this going to see us cross? Well, we have actually crossed the line, Sam, but the referee has said he's held up. He's gone over on his back, so it will be a restart for the Bradford Bulls on their own 10-metre line. So I think that was Greg Worthington that went over on his back eventually, Sam. Yeah,
it's not a bad last tackle option. We've turned ball over. They're in a corner. You know, you want to get your line set, get up and restrict them to like 40 metres or less. Yeah, a bit of line speed here then, and as you say in defence, just to stop them getting ahead of steam, and just to try and unnerve them a little bit in possession. Yeah, just get back in that arm wrestle and try and get on top. You know, try and play a game in their half at pitch. So it is Bradford then coming down the middle of the park, keeping the ball tight around the ruck area, and cries go out for offside. Fifth and last tackle. James Harrison on Brandon Pickersgill. They were offside, but he's give two for them. So even Stephen, as a kick goes in, that's going to split, and 7 tackle set. Yeah, Ben Blackmore shouting to Craig Hall, leave it, and great read there between the Ben Blackmore and the fullback Craig Hall, and now Blackmore will get us back
underway. He'll try and go forward and manages to get 2.
Just messing about again.
But again, Sam Alice in there, lying all over Ben Blackwood.
And 17, Alex Cecino being replaced by number 33, Jared O'Connor.
Now leaves the field of play. He's replaced by Jared O'Connor on dual reg from Leeds, of course. Terry O'Connor's son. But Cecino taking a well-earned break. I dare say that he'll come back on.
Penalty.
And now we've got a penalty there for has he given a ball steal there on an offside?
Yeah, ball steal.
Yeah, ball
I think.
steal there. Lily coming away with the ball. So again, another penalty now. This is just what we need inside the Featherston Rovers half. So we will get the play back underway. And again, the referee, Matt Rossley, makes us go back after we'd restarted. Ready to go, Ferris. Ferris onto Lockwood. Lockwood straight at the line in the middle of the park as we sit around about 25 metres away from the Bradford try line. So Featherston asking questions of this Bradford defence. And so O'Connor and Lockwood goes on a burst, Lockwood on a hit and a spin. Still going forward is James Lockwood before eventually he's brought down. Cutting the metres to the try line, and that's going to see Bussey cross, and a great play there, quick hands, quick play of the ball, and that allows us to score. And it is that man Jack Bussey that adds to the tally. So again, from, as we've said Sam all game, you know, that if we can get that little quick pressure, play, yeah, if we can get that quick play of the ball, you know what I mean, we do seem to be able to keep these Bulls on the back foot, don't we?
Yeah, good couple of sets there. We built pressure, you know, we forced a drop out. We've got a penalty, been camped on their line for a bit, and you know, Bussey's managed to barge over there for a try under sticks. So
Jack Bussey making up for his sin binning in the first half, crossing for a try that will bring us back into that brings us back in front. So Bradford 12, Featherston 16 with the kick to come, and the kick has been taken quickly by Craig Hall. So it's now Featherston lead 18 points to 12. Craig Hall with the conversion. That's his 3 from 3 today. Hall's been an absolute revelation today. He's played well and managed to keep everything ticking over for the Rovers on the scoreboard and also in attack and defence. So we await. Lily will kick the ball back to ourselves.
The Bulls leaving the field. Number 17, Levy Nzongu, being replaced by
Lily takes the kick. That's caught by the wind, and that bounces off the legs of Geoffrey. Well, I think we've got away with that one, Sam.
Yes.
I think we've been lucky there, because I think the ball caught Geoffrey a little bit unaware with the sun in his eyes as well, and it certainly looked that to catch him a little bit unaware, it bounced off his legs. Bradford Bulls came in, the Bulls player knocking on. Just a quick score update in the Challenge Cup then. Barrow 20, London Scholars 12 after 63 minutes of that one. But here at the Tetley Stadium in Dewsbury, the temporary home of the Bradford Bulls, it is Bradford 12, Featherston 18, Featherston in attack, Lockwood going forward, Prata calling for runners, and again Bradford slowing the ruck down, not allowing Featherston to get any speed at all as Conor Carey's wrapped up. Prata then onto Lockwood, Lockwood onto McClelland, McClelland feeds O'Connor, O'Connor spots the gap, goes for the half gap, but is eventually brought down by Crossley of the Bradford Bulls. So again, it is the Featherston Rovers who are asking questions here as Jack Bussey is tackled. And again, Sam Alice just messing around, not clearing the ruck, leaving his hands in. The ball comes loose, but Featherston managing to retain possession. Craig Hall puts up a towering kick, and that sees both the Bradford fullback. Oh!
Try.
The ball's still live. Now, is this going to be a try? Matt Rossley is consulting with his touch judge, and as awarded as a try. That's a great kick chase there. The ball bounced. In all intents and purposes, I thought that Bradford had actually stopped that attack there, Sam, but again, Featherston keeping the ball alive. Wow, wow, wow. Another try. Featherston 22, Bradford 12. The try scorer, Sam, who is your money on?
Craig Hall.
Craig Hall? I'll take your word for it, Sam. I'll take your word for it, Sam. I'm so glad you decided to join. I need to go to Specsavers. Don't you say it. I'll say it for me then, mate. But we are sat quite a distance from here, aren't we?
Sun's in his eyes as well.
Yeah, it is, mate. It is. But I'm just looking there over in the stand, Sam, and it's great to see the Featherston Rovers followers. One of them's actually got his shirt off.
Yeah, they love it, don't they?
I wouldn't say it was tropical here in Dewsbury. We do have a bit of sunshine, but that try there from Craig Hall certainly keeping the Rovers faithful amused.
Yeah, they're mental, some of them. They love it.
And Craig Hall then adding to his try to push Featherston further ahead here now, and that again comes from some great play, some great initiative there shown by the Rovers, keeping the ball alive, making sure that we didn't die on the last tackle. And again, it was Hall who put the kick up initially, and eventually we managed to cross. So Craig Hall with a try and another goal to push us out now. It's 24-12, 12 points the difference. And we've had 60 minutes played. So, Josh Hardcastle, great take from the kickoff. Bussey onto Harrison. Harrison's coming more to the fore of this. He's certainly getting more involved in taking the drives, and eventually he'll get up and play the ball. Bussey onto Wellington Albert. Wellington Albert now into the fray as he comes onto the field for a run, and it's we hope that he injects his figure and a bit of pace as we go down the fast hand side, managing to keep the ball alive. Ferris onto Worthington. Worthington trying to get away, but is eventually wrapped up as Ben Blackmore comes in and links in well. And again, Ben Blackmore is wrapped up, and Sam Alice certainly them two have been at one another all game as the ball goes forward. Backwards. Now, I thought that, Bradford do come up with the ball, so referee says play on, and it is Bradford in possession. So we've now got some defending to do. We need to get into them here. We need to keep them in this half of the pitch, not allow them to get any forward momentum, Sam. No,
I think we're on top in arm wrestle now. We're getting those quick play the balls. We're making half breaks and stuff, and we're looking good.
Is it me, Sam, or I can't like looking at it, and it does look that there's one or two of the Bradford players that are blowing a bit. Yeah,
they're looking fatigued. We've had a couple of good sets we've completed. We've kicked well, and it's conditions out there for them big forwards. It's hard.
So we see a little bit of
handbags again.
Yeah, handbags again. But the worst thing about that is that we've given a penalty away now, an unnecessary penalty when momentum was in our favour. A little bit of pushing there, and Bradley Gallagher getting the penalty. Milnes,
not what we needed there.
No. Milnes kicks for touch, so it will see the Bradford Bulls restart. 22 metres away from our try line.
Just buying a bit of time there, running on pitch.
Yeah. Sun's in everybody's eyes, and Wellington Albert in there with Lockwood just to stop Hodgson of the Bradford Bulls going forward. Crossley sells the dummy, and Crossley will barge forward before he's wrapped up. And Bradford now, what will they do? They'll keep the ball moving to Lilly to Milnes to Oakes. Oakes will drop his head and try to go forward, but that is fantastic tackling from Geoffrey, the small man, the small Frenchman there, managing to get in there. We do like that, mais oui, Louis Geoffrey. So, a bit of French there, continental for our viewers. So, Bradford still asking questions, and they're going to try and scoot over here, but certainly read that play there, did Lockwood and co. They'll still try and keep a little kick through. And the ball's gone dead, so that's going to, well, the ball's gone dead. It said it's gone dead off a Featherston player as Conor Carey rushes towards the referee to dispute that with him. But the referee's having none of it. He said it's come off a Featherston hand. So this will be a dropout to the Bradford Bulls as the famous "We Will Rock You" music blares out across the stereo system here. Not too sure who they're going to rock at this moment in time, Sam, but time will tell. The kick into the wind then. The kick goes fully 12 metres due to the strong wind. And I don't think the Bulls player was expecting it to get it, but he did.
Yeah, a bit of a miss kick there.
Yeah, and it is now with Lilly. And Lilly will move the ball across. He'll find Bradley Gallagher. He's wrapped up by Harrison and James Lockwood. And Gallagher slow to play the ball. Lilly trying to find runners. And Bradford keeping it in the centre of the park. Wellington Albert in there. Coming up with a good tackle on Evan Skur. As Milnes again will now come down this side. Brandon Pickersgill will try and go over. And Brandon Pickersgill does cost for the Bradford Bulls. Just managing to keep hold of the ball there and slide over eventually. And it was Harrison in there that just failed to stop the fullback of Bradford going over. But I'm just looking there, Sam, at the boys, and you know, there's one or two sort of like shrugging the shoulders, and you know, looking at the body language. You know, it's not. You know, there's no point being disappointed, is there, so far?
No, there's no point being disappointed. It's we've give away a cheap penalty. They're forced to drop out. We've defended 3 sets on his line. You know, you'd expect to be scoring there. You know, if it were us. So it's one of them. But I don't think they were looking really tired. So bit of a momentum swing.
Well, I think you're right there. You know, we were saying earlier that, you know, one or two of their forwards did look to be blowing a little bit, but the Bulls managing to come up with a try to keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's Bradford 16, Featherston 24, 65th minute. That try scored by the fullback Pickersgill as we wait for Rowan Milnes to see if he can add the extras, and just composing himself now. The Featherston Rovers team have been fed and watered, fed with instructions, and taken a little bit of water on board as Rowan Milnes missed that one. And well, I don't know, that were a bit of an odd kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
it was more like my golf swing.
A bit of a miss kick, but we'll take them.
Yeah, we'll take that. So it remains Bradford Bulls 16, Featherston Rovers 24. We've got around 15 minutes left of this as Pickersgill takes that
change for the Bradford Bulls. Leaving the field, number 11, Adam Brooks.
He's met by number 8, James Lockwood and Wellington Albert. Now Anthony England's back on for the Bradford Bulls, but he runs into Wellington Albert again, and O'Connor's in there with Bussey. O'Connor meets Crossley as Crossley tries to go forward, and that's kind of like a young forward meeting an old veteran in that tackle there. Bussey helps him out before eventually Crossley gets up and plays the ball. Wellington Albert on England, and England is eventually brought to ground with the help of James Lockwood there. And the Bulls just go on another little darting run, and Bradford managing to stand up to that. And then Lilly puts up the little chip kick, and Craig Hall just reads that perfectly there. He was under pressure. There were 3 Bradford attackers, and Craig Hall did really, really well there to read the play and not get confused by the bounce of the ball. So Craig Hall picks up and manages to get us going again. Ardcastle was then the next man to be tackled in this 36. He feeds the ball to Harrison. Harrison is brought down under a tackle from Sam Hallis and Steve Crossley. Now Ben Blackmore, who's run at Ardcastle all day, and 5th and last tackle now. Referee's having none of it, and it's currently Barrow 26, London Scholars 18 in the Challenge Cup, still playing there. So it's all to play for in that one before we find out who we play next week at the LD Nutrition Stadium. That game on a Saturday. So Bradford with the ball. Don't forget you can get in touch with us using the hashtag Rovers TV, and we're also brought to you by Amico IT Services for the 2020 season. Bradford in possession now. Sam, is it a case now of just making sure that we try and just keep the yardage that Bradford are trying to make to a minimum now?
Yeah, I think both teams are just going set for set really. No one's putting any shift plays on. It's all been played at Middle at Park, and kicking game's really important. It'll be whoever can put best kicks in. They've got wind behind the back, but we just need to get some good yardage. It's a good take.
So the kick does come in from Milnes on the last tackle for the Bradford Bulls, and that is taken by Craig Hall again. Craig Hall will get up, play the ball to McClellan. McClellan will play the ball to the industrious Blackmore. Blackmore's had...
That's a penalty.
Yeah, he's
all day.
He's been in the thick of it all day, and again him and Alice to the fore. I certainly think that they might be swapping one another's phone numbers after the game, and sending one another Christmas cards. But unfortunately there, Josh Hardcastle just watching the
defensive
line rather than watching where the ball was coming. He does hold his hand up and say sorry to his teammates for that, but that will hand scrum head and feed to the Bradford Bulls on the Featherston Rovers 30-metre line. We've got around 10 minutes left of this one in the Peter Fox Memorial Trophy game in the Betfred Championship Round 3 fixture. Bradford 16, Featherston 24. It's been a great game so far for the neutral fans, but it's also been a great game to see Featherston really, when we have poor on the moves, score some great tries. Anyway, we're being asked to defence now. So Bradford will move the ball from Milnes to England. Wellington Albert and Dean Parada, who's now back on the pitch for Jack Bussey, in there, bringing down England. The Bradford Bulls. The ball goes into the hands of Milnes, and Milnes will throw the ball into the hands of Bradley Gallagher. And Gallagher will just go down just over the 10-metre line of the Featherston Rovers. So Milnes forward across, finds Crossley. That looked forward, but referee saying no. Anthony England now will go forward. He's met by Harrison, Giuffre and Parata, all in there, stopping the imposing figure of England going forward. Brandon Pickersgill throws the ball over the top. Now, is the referee going to award that try? Because there's a punch thrown in there, and we now see a little bit of the teams coming together, and this looks quite tasty, to be honest with you, Sam. Although now the players have separated. Now, to be honest with you there, I thought he'd knocked on there. I've really got to look at that again, mate. I'd like to see that again.
Yeah, not sure from this angle, but good play.
Yeah. And Bradford now cross the try line to bring them within 4 points. And yeah, that's certainly one to be looked at again, I think, Sam. As we wait for Milnes to take the kick.
Tough kick.
Yeah. And I think it was, I'd be right in saying it was Matty Dawson-Jones that put that one down. Yeah. For the Bradford Bulls. As we wait for Milnes to take the kick. Right on the touchline, about 20 metres, well, just over the 20 metre line out. And he'll compose himself. Clock still ticking, 8 minutes left. Ron Milnes will strike it then, and he'll look to sail that one in, and that does go straight through the thing. And you probably heard Sam say there that that was a great kick, and to be honest with you, it was an excellent kick, certainly making up for his miss earlier on. But it is now the Bradford Bulls 22, Featherston 24, so we're just one try ahead. 8 minutes left, and it's all to play for. You don't want to take your eyes away from this one. And it is Bradford in possession as England will come storming down the field. He's met by Lockwood, Albert and Parata. And now the ball goes into the hands of Steve Crossley. Steve Crossley is met by Cecino and Lockwood and Harrison in there trying to help out.
It's changed for the Featherston Rovers, leaving the field. Number 33, Jared O'Connor, being replaced by number 17, Alex Cecino.
So we have, rightly as you heard Sam there say, a knock on. And
that's what we needed.
Yeah, and that's just given us a bit of a lift. James Harrison certainly there, firing the boys up. And Cecino's back on the pitch, so he will no doubt add a bit of Italian steel and a bit of Italian flair to, you don't want to be waking up with your horse's head in your bed, do you? And that's where there's no, where's this pony gone? That's it, innit? It's not